So we're going to start this next final round with nGage. And as an instructor, I make presentations all the time. And what I struggle with is making them interactive and enjoyable. And fortunately for me, nGage is going to handle that for me. They are dealing with real-time data, syncing views, and throwing in a little bit of VR. So nGage, how about you tell us about how you've made this happen?
All right, thank you, Kate. Good afternoon. We are nGage. I'm Evan Reed. This is Liang Li, Stacy Hirschberg, and Alvin Wen. And we've created a platform for interactive presentations. nGage is a single destination resource for creating and viewing modern presentations on the web. To really distribute information effectively, you have to engage your audience in creative ways. I'll give you an example. Ms. Reed is a 5th grade science teacher who wants to give a lesson to her class about the woolly mammoth. Now, she could go straight to PowerPoint and watch her students slowly glaze over, or she could use nGage to teach her class and keep them involved at every step of the way. nGage has all the features you'd come to expect from a mainstream what you see is what you get editor, and to do that, we relied heavily on React as our view layer to create a robust single-page application with a great user experience. And now here's Lee to talk more about the core features nGage provides.
Thank you, Evan. In nGage's unique presentation mode, students can better engage the presentation material by using some of our classroom features, such as the chat box and the notepad. Another major feature of nGage is the capability to allow users to upload their own 3D models for their presentations. This allows Ms. Reed to better illustrate the massive size of the woolly mammoth by immersing her students in virtual reality. Using a combination of Google's cloud storage and A-frame, we were able to illustrate our VR models with low friction, thus allowing all viewers to view VR contents without installing any applications for our web-enabled devices. To give more controls to the presenters, Ms. Reed has full control of the slide changes, and at the click of a button, she can disable the notes to allow for a pop quiz. The result of the pop quiz are then stored in our database and plotted in our graph in the bottom right. So Ms. Reed can see in real time the result of the quizzes and get better understanding of how the classes are absorbing their materials. And next, Alvin will talk about some of the challenges for nGage.
Thank you, Lee. When planning out how we would execute our ideas, we came across a couple of challenges. One of them was to create a user-friendly VR experience that would accommodate models in different sizes. I mean, this mammoth is pretty big, right? So to do this, we built a rotating platform with VR controls that we created so that the users can pan in and pan out so that they can see the model from different vantage points. Another major challenge we faced was synchronizing all the information during the presentation. Now, to do that, we also wanted to have the presenter to have full control over the presentation and the experience while the viewers were up to date. We also wanted our quizzes to be interactive. And this is where Firebase comes along. Firebase is perfectly suited for this task and due to its real-time capabilities. By having Firebase in our components, we're able to fetch data separately and have the UI stay responsive and fast instead of using custom WebSockets, which will cause a lot of hassle in our application. And now Stacy will talk more in depth about how we implemented Firebase.
Thanks, Alvin. Firebase is a NoSQL schemaless database, which allows us to model our data directly in our application. Data is stored as a giant JSON object. This presents some challenges, especially for those of us who are used to working with relational data. It's important to keep the data flat so that we can query it efficiently and also so that we can update our UI when the data changes appropriately. For example, we have one section of our Firebase that's dedicated to active slides. We attach a listener so that when the presenter advances to a new slide, all of the followers get the update within milliseconds and can follow along. To summarize, developing nGage was a fascinating technical experience. We have some in education who have expressed interest in our platform, And you can find us on nGage-platform.com. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
I think nGage is another example of how teaching tools, the whole genre of teaching tools is just, it's getting ready for like an order of magnitude improvement. And I think there's some things here that that are just totally unavailable in other platforms. And so I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it's gonna make pop quizzes easier. I mean, all the good stuff, right?
That's right.
Yeah, it's really like tools like Poll Everywhere. There's still like getting students engaged in a lecture is still surprisingly difficult in a world of like real-time everything, right? And so exciting to see people playing around with these kind of ideas and these kind of tools. So.